This is the Ford Everest Titanium 4x4, and this is the Ford Everest Titanium 4x2. In this video, we'll talk about the differences between the two variants, so you'll know which one is right for you. So which one is worth your money? Let's find out. Having a 4x4 SUV has a lot of advantages. You can drive it off-road, you'll get more traction in muddy surfaces. In the city though, where most will drive their SUVs, 4x4 capability is not needed as much. However, as you'll see in this video, there are a lot more reasons why you'd want to opt for the 4x4 variant of an SUV, especially in the case of the Everest. So from a distance, the 4x2 looks very similar to the 4x4, but if you look closely, there are some very important differences. Here at the front, the 4x2 gets the same grille as the 4x4. It also gets LED fog lamps. One major difference is that you don't get a radar unit over here, because the 4x2 model doesn't get adaptive cruise control and automatic braking. Perhaps the most significant difference on the outside is that the 4x2 model doesn't get the adaptive matrix-style LED headlamps of the 4x4 model. The 4x2 model gets reflector-type LED headlamps. Both the 4x4 and 4x2 models get the exact same 20-inch polished wheels, wrapped in 255 series Goodyear Wrangler tires. Like the 4x4 model, the 4x2 also gets disc brakes on all four corners. From the back, the 4x4 and the 4x2 look visually identical. Like the 4x2 also gets LED tail lamps, and also like the 4x4, this also gets a power liftgate. Now, one major difference here is that the 4x2 model doesn't get power folding third row seats. So you'll have to pull these up manually, like so. Cargo space for the 4x4 and the 4x2 models are exactly the same, which by the way is 39 liters more than the previous Everest. From the side, the 4x2 and the 4x4 look almost identical. Like the 4x4, you get plenty of chrome accents here. You get chrome door handles, chrome side mirrors, you even got chrome accents on the step boards. Like the 4x4 model, this also gets roof rails, which are rated at 100 kilograms of dynamic weight. The only difference here visually is that this over here, it says turbo, while on the 4x4 model, it says bi-turbo. Which brings us to the next major difference between the 4x4 and 4x2 models. Like the 4x4 model, the 4x2 also gets a 2-liter engine, but the difference is that this has a single turbocharger, while the 4x4 model gets dual turbochargers. So this produces a bit less power. It has 170 horsepower and 407 Newton meters of torque, while the 4x4 model gets 207 horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. This is also coupled to a 6-speed automatic transmission, while the 4x4 has a 10-speed automatic transmission. Okay, so here's the interior of the 4x4, and this is the 4x2's interior. They both look very similar, if not identical, to the Ranger Wildtrak's interior. Click on the link above to watch my Everest 4x4 walkaround. I'll talk about the interior in more detail there. I also got to do a short test drive of the 4x4, which you'll see in the video. Okay, so we're now inside the Titanium 4x2, and upon first glance, it looks very similar. Like the 4x4, you also get this massive 12-inch screen. This has Apple CarPlay, it has Android Auto, but it doesn't have a 360 camera. In terms of materials, they're practically the same. This is hard plastic over here. This is soft padded. This is soft padded over here. This is hard plastic. You got this wood grain accent over here. This is leather wrapped. You got a leather-wrapped steering wheel. The shifter though is different. While the 4x4 model gets an electronic shifter, the 4x2 model gets a mechanical shifter. This also has an electronic parking brake. There is no auto hold button, but apparently there should be an auto hold button somewhere in the screen, which I can't seem to find. Oh, there it is. I would definitely prefer to have a physical button for auto hold. You get fewer buttons on the steering wheel because this doesn't come with adaptive cruise control. It doesn't come with lane keep assist, doesn't come with automatic braking, it doesn't come with automatic parking. So basically you don't get a lot of the driver aids of the 4x4 model and also the active safety features. But the 4x2 model gets blind spot warning. It also gets 7 airbags like the 4x4 model. Like the 4x4 model, you get dual glove boxes over here. Okay, it's dampened. It's not dampened, there's just plastic in here. Yeah, but like the 4x4 model, it's also not dampened. You get a pretty sizable glove box. And inside you get a 12-volt outlet. Another difference is that the 4x2 model only gets manual seats for the passenger. It still gets power seats though for the driver. Let me correct that. Both front seats are power adjustable for both the 4x4 and 4x2 models. And like the 4x4 model, this also gets a digital instrument cluster. Here at the back, you get a fan speed knob. You get one USB-C port, one USB-A port, one AC outlet. And like I said, you got a panoramic sunroof, which is best appreciated from this, from the back seat. Third row space in the 4x2 model is exactly the same as the 4x4 model, which means that if you're 5'8" or taller, it's gonna be very cramped inside. The Ford Everest Titanium 4x2 sells for 2.1 million pesos. Quite a lot of features were taken out of the 4x4 model to bring the price down to that level. It doesn't have ADAS, no adaptive cruise, no automatic braking, which puts it at a disadvantage compared to the MUX LSE 4x2, which has all the features of the 4x4 model, except for the 4x4 drivetrain. The engine is also slightly lower spec than other top spec 4x2 models. Despite being more expensive, I think the 4x4 model offers a lot more value for money. The 4x2 model though comes with a panoramic sunroof, and this is the only mid-range SUV that comes with a panoramic sunroof. And trust me, your kids, your wife, or your girlfriend will appreciate it very much. So yeah, it is a bit short on tech, but if that doesn't matter to you so much, you just want the newest and baddest looking SUV in town with a panoramic sunroof, then this might not be a bad choice. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you on my next video.